have you had much interaction? I'm sure you interact with is it the Archdiocese back in Greece, the heads of the church there. What is kind of the feeling of and the response of your parishioners here in America to the turmoil in Greece over the debt crisis?
It's a serious crisis. And since I was born there, I'm proud to say I was born in Thessaloniki, Greece, and which means we have two letters from St. Paul addressed to my ancestors, the Thessalonians, the first and second Thessalonians. So I'm familiar because also I was a member of the Church of Greece, and I serve as an auxiliary bishop and metropolitan in the Archdiocese of Athens for 30 so years. So I'm familiar, and the crisis is not only financial crisis, it's a crisis that goes to attitudes, human attitude, behavior, attitudes, way you think things are in life.
You mentioned excess, and that's essentially what it is.
Exactly. In fact, we invented the saying, and we are the first not to keep it. Nothing in excess. So things happen in excess. On the other hand, I have to tell you that Greece is a country that during centuries and centuries has been going through difficulties. We are numerically, as Greeks, we are not many. We have been always a small number. And we are a small number not in a corner of the earth. We are in a corridor. I don't know how many armies of any kind of foreign are passed by Greece, destroying or restoring or whatever. Now, you have a phenomenon that, let me say, that starts at 4000 BC, coming down to zero, coming down to 20th century, 6,000 years. There is a succession of civilizations produced. It's not, sometimes they say, what you mean by classical Greek is not one thing. You have the civilization produced based on Crete, the Peloponnesus, the Aegean, then the Homeric time, the classic Greek with Socrates and Plato and Aristotle, the Hellenistic Greek with Alexander the Great, the Greco-Roman period of time. If you come to New York, you see plenty of things in the museum there from this period of time. And then you have the Byzantium. These were successive waves of civilizations produced in spite of external adverse conditions, most of the time under foreign occupation. So that shows here a capacity of not only of survival, survival and productivity. So today when they asked me, I said, and what is this crisis? That's nothing. It's one of the many. I have the experience of 4 years of German occupation in Greece in World War II, seeing people dying on the streets. And people thought, oh, is it possible to restore these things? It was possible, not only to restore, to do so many other things. So now here we have an extremely difficult situation. And it is difficult because it's connected with international situations. I mean, if it were limited to Greece, you would say, well, it's a local thing, let's see what could be done. But it happens. People here say, the other day we have a discussion with the Lieutenant Governor of New York, and he said, you know the list of the risky financial situations today? Greece, Portugal, Chicago, and New York. He said, God knows what will happen at the end of this year when some rich sources stop feeding. So now we face this type of thing. Here in America, we have the big advantage, which might become disadvantage, of printing money without any control. That cannot happen in other countries. So you don't have an exit. And it's a difficult situation. It's a stifling situation. But I am positive, I hope, that as always, the people will find a way to do the thing. The difficult part is that this has to be accompanied by some changes in lifestyles.
Right.
And sometimes humans are difficult to change, no matter what happens. But I think that the lesson learned is so strong that it's about time that it will happen. That some new element, that means the element of measure, of balance, of controlling excessive things, will be established as a permanent feature there. And that will help financially too.